Let's see if we can reconstruct what happened here.
No, these tracks are
Fuck. Snake eyes. Which makes sense, because I am a snake and I do have eyes. What kind of vehicle drove through here?
Your vision is blurred and you're having difficulty concentrating thanks to your relentless hangover. Cop habit. You look at everything. This isn't case related, you think.
In it though. Oh, hey, child. Smells like spoiled meat and curdled dairy. A human being decomposes.
Kuno's got this.
If there ever
Interesting.
was such a thing as an ugly kid, then this is it. He's almost exquisite in his ugliness, like a gremlin.
Oh, that's rude. I mean, he does look kind of like a gremlin. Ah! Threw an explosive can right at my head. Hey, Empress. Welcome on by. Moment of your time, please.
Pig, shit's coming up strong. Throwing rocks.
Okay.
Shit coming up strong. That sounds good. Joyous. You should hang out with this kid and see what that juicy shit is all about.
Electrochemistry, I do not trust you. We're gonna just move right on by.
Kuno's riding it, see?
The rake, Kuno!
Okay, alright. What are you doing with the rake?
The rake at him, Kuno!
I'm doing pretty good. Just getting into the swing of things with disco. I hope you are doing swell this fine evening.
The fuck does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
Are y'all
What
siblings?
are you talking about?
Wait, am I just imagining one of you?
He's calling us Kuno! He says we're fucking each other!
What? Look, I got some questions.
Entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh?
The kid moves his hands like a basketball player dribbling fast.
What do you know about the body?
Shitload, pig. What's your question?
Baby noodles, yeah, they're doing pretty darn good. Been eating nice and fine, and they've been wiggling all about. Beardy, bath? Yeah, Beardies. I haven't heard them enjoying the soaks very much.
Tell the pig shit, Kuno!
This is where you quickly ask him questions. Real cop questions. Like a cop.
Yeah, we got up there.
Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down.
Ah, so you didn't see it happen.
Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional. Some fucking Mesk or I don't know, some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night City.
Wait, where's Night
Kuno
City?
gives this info out on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. Kuno didn't smoke the gimp, if that's what you meant.
Do you know who he was?
Fuck gimp. Kuno uses the fuck gimp for target practice.
I see.
He could have just said he doesn't know.
You could have just said you don't know.
No shit. Kuno's not a snitch. That's all. Trying to make Kuno sing into the popo phone.
Alright, let's talk about something else.
Kuno's patience, yeah.
Get lost,
Y'all often play in this yard?
This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it?
Alright,
Whatever. Doesn't give a shit. Kuno
alright.
doesn't fucking care.
Alright, What is this game? Well, we are investigating apparently a murder? I don't really remember much.
Footprints in the mud, left by work boots.
Our character kind of
Peers have walked here.
awoke out of a binger All right, so let's get an exact count.
Maybe more than 12. No.
Boxcars, baby.
Boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. 1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46.
Okay.
Standard work boot. Steel
Okay.
hobnailed work boot. Steel 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46? You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart.
All of them steel toe. Interesting.
5. Another standard work. 6. An aberration. Light as air. Even pace. Same make of boot, but number 41.
Different boot. Lighter. Maybe a manager or supervisor who's not on the work floor?
Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gate is undeveloped. You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of unimportance on it, and the tracks burn in the middle of it, in a strange, beautiful way.
I will say, while the game is interesting, it's pretty much, it's got politics and such that will eventually come up, and also just various little bits of gore, and we are playing as a cop, so just kind of general. If you don't want to deal with any of those kinds of things, that's why I put the little content warning, because, you know, sometimes people don't want to deal with any politics or anything, which, fair enough. Sometimes you just don't want to handle any of that stuff.
7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. 8. And yet another standard work boot. Number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn.
400 million.
Pretty often. I counted 20. I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary?
Light step, number 41.
Or a kid?
I don't think there's any way to be sure.
Anything else?
Heavy one.
100? Could it be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be-dead man.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
One of them was carrying him over.
Possibly. Yes.
Aberration. Soul is smoother than the other.
Let's name it the old soul.
You have any ideas?
Operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer?
So we're looking for a drummer.
Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer.
We're trying to get the band back together though, Kim. Come on!
Be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
Yes.
Eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no?
Yes, prudent. How old do you think these tracks are?
7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
Interesting. What do you think happened here, Kim?
A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree.
Alright. Interesting. Got a box over here. Money! And magnesium. Alright, we do need that. Someone's trying to grow eggs in this green. Ah! It's damn. Been getting a lot of raids tonight. I don't know. It's really touching. Especially because it seems a lot of new faces. But welcome on by. Welcome on by Hard Light Cult. Ooh, Hard Lights. Got some laser games going on, some laser tag going on. Welcome. So you're playing some Binding of Isaac? Ooh. I need to play that again sometime. I think I got frustrated because I was trying to get clears with The Lost. And I think the last time I opened Binding of Isaac, I was at -400. So I was not having very good successes getting a long win with The Lost. But welcome to the Ziggurat, Banana Pex and Hard Light Cold and NR Slash. Welcome. I hope you all enjoy your time here. I don't know how long you were streaming, but Binding of Isaac can be stressful depending on what's going on. So I implore you, stand up, wiggle around, leave a piss, take a water, probably grab your water from someplace different than you just pissed, but I'm not your keeper. You do you. I will still be going for a while longer. If you don't know me, I am Dreki, the Draconic Serpent, the Flightless Dragon, or simply a worm on the internet. And I seem to have perished. Thank you, Papa Phantom, for dragging me into your realm. Today we are playing Disco Elysium. We are just getting started. If you have played this game before, please don't spoil anything. This is my first time through. I'm going in pretty much blind at this point. There's a couple things I remember from when I first played it, like at the beginning, but like I only played it for like 10 minutes and then never opened it again. So yeah, so let me just fuck around and find out, you know? Obviously, because this is a disco game, I had to have some bell bottoms, which thankfully came with me in the spooky zone. So, you know, we can groove as we game. But yes, if you don't know anything about Disco Elysium, I did pin a little bit of content warnings. It is a game that does engage with politics at times. As far as I know, it's fairly deep into the weeds of them, and there tends to be some very serious political related things. If you are not having an evening in which you wish to you don't want to deal with anything, even in the splash zone of politics, that just giving you a heads up. Thanks for stopping on by. Not gonna hurt my feelings if you need to bounce out. Take care of yourself first and foremost. I'm just a silly serpent on the internet. Gonna go get some Eep? Yes! I hope you have a fantastic, rejuvenating Eep. I mean, I guess since you are hard light, you can actually have a physical form that could lay down in bed. I feel like normal light has trouble, you know, it's like bouncing all over the place, busy being a photon. Is it a ray? Is it a laser? Like, it just can't make up its mind. But as a hard light, I assume you can like fold up or like, you know, be a physically projected entity that can rest yourself upon a bed. But take care. Thanks for stopping on by and bringing your beans on over. Also, thank you for the snags, Empress. Delicious. Actually, that is apropos, because I did have some bulgogi today with an egg on top, and it was delicious. As bulgogi always is. I have never been sad eating a big old bowl of bulgogi. Although, unfortunately, like, the place, like, I like a lot of it, like, I am suddenly blanking on all the pickled vegetable stuff that tends to come out with Korean food. I don't know why I'm losing my mind on it, but I really like how it seems like a lot of Korean food plays a lot with temperature, because, you know, you have, like, the really hot rice and bulgogi, and then you have some bites of the cold pickled vegetables. You know, you kind of get that alternating thing, or at least that's how I usually eat it. But the problem is, like, some of the pickled vegetables, I want them in smaller quantities, because, like, I like a little bit of pickled, like the pickled onions. I really fuck with. It has that nice vinegary, tangy flavor and just really zesty. But it's like, I want like a couple of them. I don't need like a bowl of them. So it's like, I don't know. Your body's like a lightsaber. You can sleep, but all beds fry underneath you. Oh no! That is a curse. That is a curse. Well, what you need is to find some sort of crystalline structure to contain yourself. You know, you could basically be like a Zordon, you know, and you just have your light reflected within your crystal prism, and then you could have it fractally open on some edge to let you spill out whenever you're done eeping. But let us get back into the game and try and get this body down from the tree. Put it in this year's budget. Could be useful. Could be useful. I don't think a flashlight will help. I feel like these chain cutters. Actually, can we equip? Oh yeah, we can dual wield. We've got a pry bar and chain cutters. We are ready. All right. Is there anything else to interact with? So there's Kuno. There's this dumpster. Interesting. Letter R wears a crown. On the ribbon below. A light above descending.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, "Whirling in rags."
Why am I looking at you, trash container? You're just a trash container.
A trash container. There is no such thing.
Oh, tell me more, mysterious voice in my head.
Fingers start to itch just looking at that padlock.
We could
How do we
try
get it
using
open?
the pry bar, the one you took from my motor carriage,
Or Lieutenant?
we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
Screw the rules! We're doing it
Fourth
ourselves!
time isn't happening. You've jammed the pry bar under the lid, but it just isn't bending.
What kind of metal is this? This is fucking shit!
Quality of metal is not the problem. From what I see, it's sturdy enough.
Hang from the pry bar with all your weight.
There's a creaking sound as the pry bar slips under the lid. You hang from it like a moron, huffing it. Think is wrong, but
You hang from it like a moron! No! I look like a buffoon!
Let's ask the manager for the key. This is
I want to break it open, though. That would have been so cool. All right, let's get the body down.
the corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth.
That's just a really unpleasant textual image.
A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in even through your clenched nostrils.
Yeah, I feel like that would hurt me. Let's just, why is it so bad?
It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow. Cock's gonna blow, Kuno.
Ah, shoot.
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more
Oh, this is awful.
expected, more fever than odor. It fills your mind, flushing you from within.
Hey, Lucy, welcome on by. Oh, jeez. I mean, it is a body that's been hanging there for like 7 days. It's not going to be pleasant.
You feel a great force ringing from your stomach. Your body curls and pushes it out, burst by burst, until a pool of vomit lies under your feet. The smell of Commodore Red rises from the pool. Among it, distilled spirit and bits of shish kebab.
Shish kebab. Jen's Sun and Moon? Yeah, the descriptions have definitely been, it reminds me a lot like of Sunless Skies, where they're just very pretty good for a given definition of good. I mean, I don't really keep up with Pokemon. I've kind of only played like Red, but what's the grass starter? Generally, it's hard to go wrong with the grass starter for me, because I don't think I've seen a grass starter that I didn't like. I don't know if you've maybe noticed, but I kind of have a theme going on, just a bit of a vibe, maybe kind of like plants. I'm sorry.
Happens to everyone. The
Thank you.
hangover is clearly making these worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
Wait, you think ammonia would help?
Handle the headache. Some officers use it to deal with cadaverine odor.
Okay, well, where do we get ammonia from?
East of the hostel, they usually have a small apothecary. If they don't... There's a greenhouse here, and a gardener with a wheelbarrow on the corner of the whirling in rags. If she works here, she might have something for the smell.
I see. Also, plant bird? Decidui? Grass fighting? Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Alright. What did we get? Handkerchief. I see. Alright, so it sounds like we have to either pass a skill check or deal with our nose check. So let's... Do I have a skill? No. I'm 20 out of 100. Let's see if that gardener's got anything for us. And kind of deal with that.
Hello again, officer.
Grass ghost? Oh, that sounds even cooler. Do you have some ammonia?
I'm done with it. Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache.
I see. Ampule. Produced by Saint Baptiste Pharmaceuticals. Okay. So now we should be able to progress with the bidet. Stop throwing shit, Kuno.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Admittedly, ammonia only makes it worse.
Oh no!
The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Oh, come on! I don't think I want to be a cop anymore.
I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder.
This isn't fun. I don't want to be a policeman anymore.
You needed to see it. And now that you have, you need to get your shit together.
Well, my shit is already together.
It's not, officer.
Okay.
Talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now. Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have another go.
Alright, well, apparently, if we were min-maxing, I should have gone for... Wait. The ones on white are available to try now. Oh, the sleeping dock worker. We can wiggle him. Volumetric shit compressor. Your shit is apart, and it's rather unbecoming of a cop and a human being. It's supposed to be the opposite of that. Together, compressed in a small area. To achieve a solid level of shit compression, squeeze your butt cheeks together for 30 minutes. Do something similar with the two hemispheres of your brain. Talk to people. Maybe that will help. What? What the fuck? Oh my god. All right. I think I'm fine with leaving that away. Salazzle. You may roast by the I am, because I cannot keep my shit together or down. Well, it sounded like there was something to the east, so we can go head that way and see if we can find something. Goods from the lorry haphazardly litter the surroundings. Oh. Closed for winter. Please use the main entrance. I got some books. A glossy magazine. Most able-bodied men. This issue hosts a top 10 list. Jump Jams. A popular musique mag. Autosave? You know what? That is a good point. I should save. Ooh. Get some magnesium out of the trash. Good for us.
Welcome to Rivachol.
I don't like your name. That's a hell of a name, buddy. Racist lorry driver.
This man looks like you. You might not want to get into this right now. Plenty of time later.
Hey, I know Revachol. That's where we are.
Welcome to Revachol. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago.
What?
Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
You tell him.
Like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
Limbo, what's going on here?
And I just said, welcome to Rivachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer.
He's from the country. Oh, that makes sense.
My job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
I think we all learned something here.
I haven't learned anything I didn't know before.
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
Now that that's settled, I've got a couple questions.
Officers.
He smells of heavy motor oils and his breath of high tar content cigarettes, probably Astra Whites.
Astra Whites? Damn. Those are kind of expensive for a lorry
I'm
driver.
here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a French riot situation. Makes sense. Makes sense. Wait, how long has this been going on?
Strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month, 2 months maybe. But this here is just the last week or so.
I see. So they're ramping up pressure. What kind of cargo do you have? Wait, apples?
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions?
What kind of apples are they, though? We talking some Granny Smiths? We talking some Red Crisps? Like, come on, buddy, spill the deets.
Giving you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
Damn. What was that argument about?
Biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races.
Ah, great. Yeah, oh, biological determinism. All right, buddy.
The most popular topic nowadays, with the coalition in charge and all. you might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
Not sheep, ostriches.
Excuse me, sir, but it's not sheep which bury their heads. Ostriches do. You've mixed up your metaphors.
Whatever. Go back to your college class, Bino.
Bino? For a second, I thought that said himbo. I'm like, are you hitting on me? I get it. I get it. You're just racist. That makes sense.
I'm not just racist. Look, I've read books. The science of racial theory has all been proved, even if some people don't want to accept it.
Yes. And they said phrenology was a science as well, and there were many books written on them. You ever heard of a technique called manufacturing consent, Monsieur Lorry Driver? Well, you see, there are these peoples, they makes research, and they do things like p-hacking to make the research data come out how they want it to look. And they are paid big money to do this research, and they distribute their research in their gracious magnanimity to everybody for free. And yet, other researchers who perhaps are a bit more rigorous with their sciencing perhaps puts a bit of paywall, as a scientist is not a free job. Material is, as always, in a capitalist system, expensive. And you see, people will gravitate towards the free resources, thus biasing the discourse.
People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that.
The only thing that is superior of me is my foot in your dickus. Prickus. Alright, what else have you thought of?
Lately, we Occidentals have experienced an unfortunate downturn when members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority. They stop competing for resources.
Oh, I see. It sounds like the superior race ain't so superior then. It's almost like the superior race says they're superior simply by oppressing the quote-unquote inferior. Most curious, lorry driver.
This concerns you, policeman, so you better be vigilant. The damn kips are showing up good lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other intruder species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory.
Wait, cultural victory? I didn't know we were playing Civilization? Shit. Fuck, I was trying to go for a science victory. Son of a bitch.
Cultural victory? What is this then?
Wait, what's a cultural victory?
Kips of Boogie Street are going for right under our noses. And the others too, on the radio. Heard any chansons lately? Heard any mojitos or leader? No. Dominating culture is how they plan to win. They say so themselves. So, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics, leading to extra competition. That's why you've got to control the offspring.
Alternatively, you can go fuck yourself.
Push your luck, runt.
An absolutely horrid human being. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I put politics up there in the content warning. I will fight any one of you to work. One-on-one, let's go. Ooh. Let's start a riot. Alright. Well, I'm not gonna cross the picket line, so let's see what's over here.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grod-made machine is well kept for such an old machine.
Very punchable, man. Absolutely. I know of another specific character that's going to be probably going to be an even longer dialogue. Sort of the kind of character that's like, even without playing the game, it's probably one of the things or moments you may have heard through cultural osmosis. But I'm not gonna think about it until I run into them, so I can try and approach it as ignorant as I can.
The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia. Fumes of heavy fuel oil waft over you, making your eyes sting.
What about the back seat?
End of the cabin is a small perch to sleep. Light.
Okay, so we got truckers.
There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains.
Suns and wheels.
With ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large, muscular man. The title reads, Man from Eamdal in the Lost City of the Pygmies.
So Heimdall makes me think Nordic. And that just kind of makes me think of the rise of neo-paganism. And then pygmies is not a flattering term. Oh, and that got a lot of liquid in me. Nice, nice. Well, definitely if you feel like you need to let out a commensurate amount of liquid, you know, don't ever hold it in, because actually, if you didn't know, your bladder is more like a balloon than an actual muscle. So if you strain yourself by just, you know, holding it in, not going, you can actually do pretty much permanent damage to yourself. So that's why it's very important where if you need to piss, you gotta go piss. Just go, all right? And that's why you should always keep around a couple empty Mountain Dew bottles, because you never know when you need to game a reload, all right? You know, better to be prepared than to pee not paired. The Slozolosi, they're transmitted as a main character in the book. Ooh, interesting.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia, not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
Oh, right, neo-paganism. So, if you've never heard of that, so it's sort of like a general term for a lot of revival of older beliefs and religions, usually attributed to a lot of Nordic ones. And the thing is there are a lot of problematic things in there, because some of them are used for very racist specific things. I don't want to name off specific ones, because the exact ones that are very specifically, explicitly championing racism, I don't want to accidentally mix them up with ones that are not as problematic, or just more, hey, we kind of like Norse religion and we kind of just want to do it in a more modern practice. But I would definitely say it's worth, if you're unfamiliar and you run into modern Norse things, it's a little kind of squinty, double check things if you're not familiar with them, because there's definitely been some problematic things that have been rising the last while, as far as like the revival of some Nordic stuff. Let's see, what are these stickers and insignias?
A substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels. A large metal pendant hangs from the rear view mirror. The pendant features a sun crowned with wavy rays.
I feel like this is specifically calling to a symbol, but I'm not too sharp on my symbology. The only thing I can think of is the Celtic knot, and the Thor's hammer, as far as Norse related ones. It's big obnoxious. I have IRL friends from Scandinavia nations that are current practitioners. And so again, you're talking about the neo-paganism, it's just, yeah. Norse sources that were untouched by Christianity. I want to say there was a really interesting, there's that YouTube channel, is it like OSC Red? And I think their partner Blue. did like a short little video talking about the poetic and prose Eddas, which was actually like for a like 15-minute like rundown of the whole thing about those, was kind of fascinating. Fuck, Mountain Dew tastes like literal acid to you. Mountain Lightning. Oh, interesting. Overlays. Yeah, overlay stochastic protections. Yes. Yeah, I think OSP Blue recently had a video talking about the poetic and prose Edda situation. And yeah, it's certainly very interesting how, you know, some of those oral traditions have been lost, not just with like the Nordic beliefs, but also some other indigenous beliefs are more folk and you know, spoken word. And that just sort of also makes me think of and this is such a weird tangent to dovetail into, but I feel is somewhat relevant. So Brad Neely is a bass guitarist that has some really interesting videos, and he did one on the subject of music theory and breaking down some of like the racism inherent to it. And like, it shouldn't, like, not so much music theory, it's, you know, European white classical music, German classical music of like that year. And he kind of talks about some other cultures and their way of categorizing and writing and approaching music being very different. And he specifically calls out like the structure of music in an Indian music style as one contrast. But he also brings up how there are a lot of specific like African musics where music isn't just, you know, the instruments and the singing and stuff. It's also dance is still a part of music. And, you know, if you approach music from the structure that dance is inextricably tied to the playing to truly understand it, you know, things start getting a lot more muddied than your simple, you know, your scales, your minors, you know, those kinds of structures. It kind of makes me think of sort of like, we need more, sort of like how philosophy, you have your different lenses of approaching problems. So like, you know, you have your determinism. So it's like your action, the moral weight of the action matters more than the consequences, versus like utilitarianism, which is, you know, you try to do the greatest good for the greatest number of people. You know, you have your different lenses of analyzing the same situation, and each of them have different pros and cons depending on, you know, the circumstance. They could have, you know, you weigh between them. I feel like we kind of need something like that for music as well, because, you know, there's the traditional music theory as we know it, but I feel like we're missing a lot by not having other well-taught and well-understood frameworks that are more dispersed. You know, there's too much focus on this one style and framework, and I think it kind of makes us not have the words and understanding that could be spread to other ways of understanding like music. Because like having the language to describe something matters a lot when it comes to understanding it and its ability to spread through cultures and people knowing about it. I love communism. Hey, index. Yes. Power to the people. Anyway, that's my random tangent where we suddenly go from neo-paganism to random music theory. It's like how in professional cooking, way too much food is based on friendship. Yeah. And I think that actually, like, it's interesting how that also affected. So, Shokugeki no Soma, a lot of that show is or at least the original run when they still had the chef on staff to check over the recipes. A lot of it took like ideas from French, Japanese cooking styles, because like there's I want to say there was like a specific time where like some French people were, you know, either immigrated or were visiting Japan, and like there was a certain spread of French cooking into Japanese cuisine. Imagine if some like more. One of the weird things on this is like, I don't have a lot of stuff on hand. I usually like to have, if I want to reference something, I want to have like specific moments to call out, because I don't like speaking out the ass sometimes, especially on very serious topics. Although this, I guess this is a little bit less super serial, but I want to say there was like, I know there's like some specific thing I could bring up as far as like having words to describe something helps a lot in something being understood and people being able to, you know, engage with it, learn about it, and, you know, be able to attribute themselves to it, or others have it attributed to them like in a positive way. It's like, if you don't have the words to describe something, it can be difficult to, time passes in this game, doesn't it? I probably should have paused. If you don't have like the words to describe something, it can be very difficult to, you know, communicate an issue or learn about something if like you don't even know what to look up. And it can be hard when you don't have the words to describe something, especially if you don't understand what's going on with yourself or thoughts you may be having. Because it's like, you know, we only have our own mind, so we don't know what we don't know, and sometimes the things that we know and think are normal are not normal things that other people are experiencing, and sometimes that means we need some help. We're sorry to always be able to rewatch the Shakespearean plays summarized over. Ooh, because your ass is so far away. I can go further away. Wait. Actually, I'm a collective, sir. Where was I? Oh, right. We were peeping in on the racist lorry.
Yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
There he is, in front of Peter, smoking nervously, hoping it's over.
Well, it's just some free experience. We kind of need that. Ooh, wait. There's something on the ground here. Is that money? Delicious. Wait, what was that? Did y'all see something? You know, I looked down and I picked up that money and I could have sworn something just went by. Must have been my imagination. I need money! Interesting. What does that say? It says Gr. Alright, noted. You must go now? Well, thanks for stopping on by, Lucy. I hope you have a rejuvenating eep. Alright, what's this person?
Bastards! We have a right to work!
Scab leader. Ah. Well, where's his rat tail? You can't eat the little jumping mouse. Ah. I'll get him. Ooh, I'll get him. What's going on here?
Stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
The broad-shouldered alpha male? What the fuck?
Fuck with us. Beat the honest worker down.
Why should I?
Here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes.
Alright, I'm thinking no.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work! Right to work! Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
I don't think I've chosen any sides.
Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the higher-ups, but you're essentially still workers.
I mean,
I don't trust cops,
no.
but I can see you understand the right to work. Right.
I got some questions for you.
Then the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you! We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scott.
What is a strike?
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people. Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we...
Yeah. Kind of feel like you should have some workers' rights.
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence.
Wearing some interesting fit there, buddy.
Ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what.
What exactly is your goal here?
We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates.
The physically impressive man tower has turned his attention back to the gates.
Who are all the strike breakers?
Women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No, they follow the
rules of the market?
rules of the economy because they were given a job to do.
Worm on a string with okay. Hold on. Wait, I have a button I can do. Swoop. Okay. We got the worm on the string, but I need pants. I did not prepare for this. Okay. I'm trying to put my pants on here. Come on, Dragon Eyes. Why you gotta do me dirty like that? Wait a minute. What about this? So wiggly. Okay. There. I think that's as good as we're gonna get, chat. I think that's as good as we're gonna get. The pants don't fit well for the worm on the string. Yeeted into the void without pants. Oh my! That's so embarrassing. I hope nobody saw my noodle.
You've been talking to him for quite a while now.
What about pant, not pants?
Ask him where he's from.
What's it to you?
Part of the investigation.
Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together.
I wonder what a pant is. Is there a pant?
Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
Bouncer? Where? I've heard a lot of bars. Maybe it's one I know.
Territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long time ago.
I'm just gonna leave now. Alright, so... got them. Can we get up to... Okay, so we can go up here, maybe? What exactly is a scab?
Content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses.
Where they all come from?
Somewhere in the ground, I think.
Don't seem to like them
Bloody
much.
stupid or freaking evil to Scab. Or I guess scared, maybe. But scared of what? Of who? Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something.
You tried talking to them?
Matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time.